and wachi KFM Okpasa Angligi FM Bole Rich FM Wasifo so Trinity FM Bogoso High Radio ewo Bechemo ti Radio Dambai Wimpa Sampan Widi FM ewo Pusiga and wachi ne Bono FM sunyane Lansoles TV ewo nkran ni USA Sunset FM wanyina som to Kasiebo epete no wachi no ubo ramu amononi a yenuanemo Apple 68 FM Virginia wasom Radio SM Online and wachi tune in ya Power 97.9 FM Daisy Radio Itila Danfo Pa Radio Ewo Paris G Life Radio UK OPD Radio UK ubetimi akọ my xyz online.com and some ya crunche ni nyina gu ho a ubetimi akọ kenkan bi ko Facebook ne so a Power 979 FM for comment ne to ho no ebre pamu no ye be kenkan e dia mo e wachi no information centers ne dodo no a na nwumre wo ma biam se hu ha e to Kasiebo epete and some ahodo a ye de beso nwumre no sia brem Kasiebo no de mu akotene bi no enie
ebi anese aye speaker awam rashibedwam akyerem sem rashibedwafo anaya ode tabo etom so no efedi wo ye from so metimi aba abeboa na dwumadi ekoso ofio no eno so atimi akoso Mrashibedwam chiame pani speaker dia tudwe achese nanu adadom kuma no na monwa omofa so ya achese omotubi mane ye clerk wa appointment committee no so no entwa ye so ana owura afenyo marken adia tudwa se Bank of Ghana governor for Frya Pound no enya do betimi ahye adwuma se say Council of State enje no entumu also for ya wono ehwe nwumasua so e wo mamu dia tudwa achese se no teacher training allowance no wo ba be ye free ho wo the enhanced loan scheme bi e ba be shanan sanso ana National Union student and so edin semia tudwa se waye kenhwe na esuafo ana no mo twiro nsɔhwɛ bi no nsɔhwɛ sɛ de o ma gia boso de den no omunjamu na omanse nkwada no dache Ghana man penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Apau Dr. Shafik Suleiman sani manimi ya PURC wankoye penny enkwada no kane penny kwankyerefo na oda maslog ano eye mami Abibata Shahini enso akyerem sɛ na dwuma no onya enye biom Penia ya friend said Dr. Seidu Zakaria nei wa body did say onkoye penia wo kwakoda NIB ano when in some ahodo bi e ka wo ya boabo no se no nsia Kasiebo ayede eba be somo Kasiebo enyumeku ahodo ebi ena esuemu ayede ebremo yadi asida mama na semfa sida ma ostek re estate osebra na je se eye adan nsase won sabeke bisaso na Spanish garlic mixture ne capsules esu ekutiemu saso na Ruta natural product esuemu dedenden efe Little George Health Shop tema community 5 runabout no so ho na be kwajindu pana benom saso na livestock educational consult eso eka ubia ye baba somo yemfa sida ne bi haksa eye mixture ne capsules wamso amka adu heba clinic ekutiemu akasie no yade eba be somo saso na eye mega cash sejumadi eso abu echidom na fe eye sabash heba center ensu ekutiemu adu heba eka ye ho na fe je se eye enyumeku ahodo esuemu no ebi eso eye Medimosis clinic and prostate center na fe Solar natural clinic esu ekutiemu ne dendi akasie no yade ebrem 3P garlic mixture eka ho bie na fe Power Specialist Herbal Hospital omnyina bo echidum Kasiebo no yade ebremo akenkan fo amoti yenka enwumre yi eye meda chima akosia oforiwa amanfo enafe akuya krantema efe yanje brana Kasia no nsima hom nyina nso no yamfa ento manim ya sha ensam no asedia na ese ne mrahwebedwafo ekọ mrahwebedwafie ekodi omudwuma sadia esefata na omota eye no na yenyina nim se eye appointment committee a na nipa Ghana mampanyi apo omo adiomo to eye asoya hodo no omo veti omo tutu omo num awese adwuma betimi aye na nu emu no ene kofa hoye bi ade ebaye hoye nim no enam so emma mrahwebedwafo no ese oman no ajapade ebi eye akasemu anom kasegumu ena fe eye tebura omo tena so ye adwuma no omo se ni nyina na we NSS speaker akirem se nipa bi a edi anim na sanfom so ebai no watwe omo asensan ode tabo ato omo so na eno no na se ode na otwemienu so omo nkonko tena fie na eno mrahwebedwafo no eba fie no na se hu behia pa se sebe omo afom eni ntome pacho na fe atimi aboa nam saye so ena eye ofura afenyo marken edi enimu esre se dia esibia no so omesre Ghana fo nyina asre speaker se dia kwa na ankoye eninti no omonhwe emfa so mobone emfa enchomo na sa chopper no eyo no nko a sane se eye majority leader owura mama ayarga ensu edi mu bia na se omunyina epacho esan so mu se dia omuye ne sebe omodi Ghana man hwambo omodi nsemoni omanye ni ye eninti no omosre se yemfa enchomo na ensema owura afenyo marken edi tu dwa chopper ni mu no mama yentie bi.
I, on behalf of my caucus, would want to assure the public that such an action will not be seen in the public space again. Mr. Speaker, I take full responsibility as a leader on my side on all actions that took place. I will therefore conclude by inviting you, Mr. Speaker, to, in the circumstance and with assurances given, to consider a rescission of the decision you communicated to the House, as well as all consequential matters thereto. Mr. Speaker, without more, I shall thank you for hearing me and resume my seat.
Na wei aya nsama owura afenyo marken editu dwa na chopper no emu na no siepe ena owura mama ayarga ese dia kwaso ne de sabia yengu ase emamra chibedwafo ni nyina enti wodi omfa mayosam se MPP NDC omu nyina pacho se bena nipa emra chibedwafo na no yedi omfom so beche omo no masanso anya kwan abe efie ho abe yadwuma sadia ese efata.
There have been some incidents. They are regrettable. And so, Mr. Speaker, I will support the appeal of my colleague, the minority leader, that you temper justice with mercy. I agree that your decision to suspend some colleagues was timely, and I believe that it has been understood by the generality of Ghanaians as a step that restored the image of this parliament. And so, Mr. Speaker, I believe that your action has achieved its objectives. But as you can see, our colleagues are remorseful. Our colleagues accept your decision in good faith. And our colleagues are appealing to you to review your decision to suspend your suspension, to reconsider your decision to suspend.
Na enono aya nsama owura mama ayarga edu etudwa onu na kopiemu amrachibedwafia ese eye NDC amyekonum rachibedwafo edom kase no odi omo anim na eno achi eye owura speaker enso de nsemi tudwa sede ampanyin kanetabe oba ajonso onanso a wobepa na mo mfa se kantwa na shekesheke entontwene eninti ono so kirema na sedia eye afanu no nyina aka no waje ade atuma ese odi omo mfom so ede achoma no so dia owura aban baben ede tudwa no mama yentie bi.
You can ask your leaders when they approach me with this. Yes, as a father, when your son commits an offense, you don't punish the son to the extent that you break his or her leg. That becomes a big problem for you, the father. and nobody is perfect. We are all fallible. So I listened to the apology, and here it was repeated by the minority leader for and on behalf of the members of the caucus, and supported by the majority leader. It's not only words. Before me, they demonstrated and assured me of their total support to me and the deputy speakers to ensure that we have an efficient and an effective functioning parliament in Ghana. So I am satisfied with not just the statement but also their conduct, and I will proceed to lift the suspension of the 4 members of parliament that I considered were involved in disorderly conduct which amounted to contempt.
Na we anensama yewura speaker editudwa says nipa naya na wa suspend yomo no na se omusubani ade omuda ne na se omonyo enye na nsu nyine mu no ode achomo.
Na Speaker of Parliament wa kasa ya pa ya watu bi emane dom kuma ya wom rashe bedwafie kire se nanu ada ya woda de wom eyeye no amfa ne kwan emo wo hwan nsema hodo ne sobo hodo a wom edibo eye clerk a woda appointment committee no eso no a wo kire mu se enye ne kwan kra eno no de omo ye no kire se wodwene ho a emfa ne kwan mu na ye ka maami ya semo a eye maami ji ya agoba yi ho asemo a wo yobi a mrashe bedwafie hodo wabɔ adwuma ho akyɛ yie bɛburu bɛyɛ mfirinhyia du enkoro nie ɛne wabɔ adwuma amanfo dodo no anim na adwuma a wɔyɛ edi ne ho adanseɛ enti die nanu ada yeru Alexander Afenyo makene dom kuma ne bi ɛyɛ ɛwɔ appointment committee no aseɛ no ɛna speaker kyerɛ sɛ amfa ne kwan mu.
To the appointments committee is a public servant and should not be dragged into the failure of the members of the committee to resolve their differences. This clerk has worked with us for 19 good years, and she is one of the best clerks that we have had. Please, you can check from former members of parliament, and she's been at that committee for some time now, not just now.
Right Honorable Alban Sumana case for the backbone and not yate nenkain.
Yatwa and some no sona yako and some from my enei Owura Afenyo marking and yabro na so kwambia so no so ye no man for ten and come so ya dwuma ade ama Ghana na ode nsem bi abetudwa ewo panyi aboni din sonko na sonko hwe Bank of Ghana omudwumadie so mekira governor yade no ekwo Owura Afenyo mark atro krata de tenten ensem ode tudwa ni nyina ne se papa efiti mro Owura John Dramani Mahama eboni din sonko Bank of Ghana enko hwe omudwumadie so no na I say Council of State se aginu atumu na nsa otimi akohye adwuma ase na nso ndura mu a wa friends am twerefo ne nsam twerefo di nkomo kyerɛkyerɛ nume bie ne so na no ana Owura Afenyo mark nsa dabi wanti ne democracy se Ghana mbra ho a yade ya adwuma na bia Kasiebo ndin keke na Council of State engine ntumu no dan ana se wakoso akoye adwuma na se wabu mbra so kora se anya asem kuma na te se eno no wakyerem se nia Dr. Siama no entwa ne kwan so kora se nam ne kwan so oye bumbra so anesa na mbra de sanse metu dwape na Owura se fellas kwachi ofosu enso eba abonti kyerem se dabi se bia Owura Afenyo marking ekasa one no anya adwene kura na opanyo no ne aboni din so mehwe aban ayanwuma anase communications ensam so na okyerem se samna Owura Afenyo marking ade tudwa no enya de atwaye wantwa ne kura de sansem tudwa ewo ne s page ho no de ne di se enya de we no se twa sanso na ado imri bi atwam oye saade na abi na ade nti na ne de se ye pentimo ye adwuma na mpo panyi kro nhyɛ ase so ye adwuma na mom no oni adwumayefo no enya nketawudi ne nsamtwerɛfo enya nketawudi ayɛden ɛna sɛ ɛyɛ owura afanyamaken ɛsom de dendi ɛsɛ ɔkasa ɛdi ɛtiesan sɛ wenu mmere bi atwam no ɔmo yɛ sapepepe ɛwɔ memu a ɛsɛ dodoɔ hu yɛ paa nanso ɔmo ntu anamɔ nkame bia ne nyina ne sɛ ɔmo yɛ adwuma ɛdi aboa na Ghana nso no atimi akɔnkan
Swafo no ene show my Ghana engumasia so yerwonyafo Haruna Idrisu na yiwa kasa edensema hodo atodwa ya wo kyese NDC abanya abaino ye ka engumasia animu nsemu a eyade edo makoma prosopa wo se abaino den hyehyɛ ahodo agu akwan mu a teacher trainee allowance ya yede ma dehye a wo gentete ewo akyekye adwuma emu no obua wom ema niema tibi konkan ede ma omro sa teacher trainee allowance no abana ye hyehyɛ ya sese no wo ba abeye fro no obeye yefri ho anya se bia kwata sa wode hyehyɛ yagu akwan mu a wode dwumadie bia to ne din sɛ enhanced loan scheme eba behya nan na sa loan scheme yi eba beboa ma sa de hye yi wo matimi akwakwagye loan bosia na wode aboa ebia wo wutimi ntwa school fees ana wasetena mu niema enkoyie emfa ema wo abre ya wo gentete no aboa wo ewo kwan bebre so wone eye mpanifo ahodo a woda eye conference of principal of colleges of education no ene hye aye ewo mai emu en wode to won animu a wo kyese wani hihya hodro bia aban no ade agu akwamo adehye behye ne so akaya emfimpinu ani du ensiam abre ya na yera John Dramadi Mahama eyema mpanyin sa abre ewo mai emu no wo betwa teacher training allowance mu ewo mai emu wo fra dwaso no na MPP ba yera mapani dada kufuado wotsan ede baye na NDC abre so no mo kire se teacher training allowance no ewo ho no emwa ma niema bi nkokesan se wadehye bia omtitifie kura no a wo munya kwanya enkonkwaje ntete ya wo mo pepa no a wo mo pese wo mo kontie oyi allowance ni firi ho a ebetinya abo aban na ma anya sika bebre IC institutions ahodo ama abokwan ato ho ama de hye nyamu akwan akwakwaje ntete ni sinne wo san ba ye ya wo mo kire se wo mo de enhanced loan scheme no eba be hya nan ama kyerkyerefo wo je ntete no won so asetena mu yedi atimi akonkan ye nti odmo nyafo Haruna Idrisu ne nsem a wo de to dwa no ebie.
Importantly, you raise the issue of student allowances. It will continue subsequent to the education forum, for which I have the pleasure to invite you to come. We'll take some major decisions based on the recommendations, but off-head, there is no way you should be feeding a student at the tertiary level off-head. So we have to work out a transition from the allowance into an enhanced student loan for them to feed themselves. But in the interim, they will still get the allowances. Then just the next very few months going forward, subject to the recommendations of the committee. But I cannot conceive of a student in a higher education institution being fed. We can narrow feeding to basic and to free senior high school, but at the tertiary level, so they will still get enhanced student loans to be able to feed themselves. But in the interim, we will continue with the feeding and then phase out the allowance process, subject to the recommendations of the education forum. So we would do that.
Wonyamfo Haruna Idrisu ena yatene nke wo swafo ya ohwe nwumasua so ewo mai emwensem yenkwa homa ne so na ye ne teacher trainee association a wo mo ewo mai mo president Abdul Razak enkonkodisa ensem we mo enkomo Abdul otemenka be mo ajo eba TV XYZ so radio XYZ na fe so Power FM so enwumre.
Good evening and then thank you for having me.
Yo, yeah, that's it. Sa and somewhat sabre was swafo hwe engumasua so wode ababeto dwa efa enhanced loan scheme emono makoye adehia mo gentete ewo acheche adwuma emono semu mu so mu saying.
Yes, undoubtedly we agree that no government including the current government would want best for its citizens, and by extension teacher trainees in the colleges of education, providing enhanced loans to replace allowances probably is something the government needs to help. But we as students in the colleges know the benefits and the impact the teacher training allowances have given to us since the reintroduction in 2017. We are we are looking for a relook of the teacher training allowances for it to be increased to perhaps a substantial amount, so that it will be able to translate very well into changing the food in the colleges of education, and getting something substantial for students also afford their academic essentials and then their reading material. So for the view that the allowances should be replaced completely, we share a different view, and we would want that government going forward to rather be considering looking at increasing the training allowances. Due to the circumstances we found ourselves in the college space, it is sad to note that we don't have the needed infrastructure to be able to accommodate students to fend for themselves, unlike the traditional universities that we have. So it is only right that we look at a way of enhancing the feeding by increasing the teacher training allowance to be able to accommodate it. Yeah, for the student loan, well, the brain behind the student loan and then the allowances are quite different a bit, because when you look at the student loan, it is for you to acquire your academic essentials and other essential materials in the school. But student loan is for you to cater for your academic fees and then pay for your academic fees and then those other expenses. So we would gladly welcome an enhanced loan scheme to help teacher trainees who are not able to afford their fees, pay their fees, but the feeding and then the little grant that comes to the students in order for the students to be able to afford other reading materials and also enhance feeding in the colleges should also be kept intact.
Say you can't your pon what say be a tertiary woman no a loan and a woman cheer ye more allowance na teacher training so say tertiary on sense abani senka what the loan scheme ba senka ne kwan so no.
Yes, I agree with you that the teacher training colleges are the colleges of education, are tertiary status now, same as the traditional university. But like I said, our problems and challenges are not the same. Over time, you would have learned that there has been a worrying concern, a worrying trait of government priorities on traditional universities and the senior high schools, leaving the colleges of education in the middle. So we have actually lagged behind a lot of things. Our infrastructure is something that's not good to start with. We don't have the needed laboratories to be able to do other reading materials. So when you are talking about students spending for themselves, that will involve students receiving the little amount and buying their own foodstuffs and then spending for themselves in the school. The current infrastructure we have in the college space cannot accommodate it. So it is only right that we look at the way to go. And the way to go is to increase the allowances for students to be able to, and then for principals to be able to continue the feeding in the college.
Fuanya de sanhye we ehun sema ba betu dwa ebre ko na nimo no anamo ben e na moso betu afa ho se ne be ya monsem a mo kan empanifo ebetie.
Yes, we have just learned about this via the publication by the Telegraph and then the video of the Honorable Minister circulating about. Luckily, we had earlier on scheduled to meet with the Honorable Minister probably next week for us to have some discussion that borders on us and then the colleges of education. So we will get the opportunity to seek clarity from the respected Honorable Minister himself as to what does the enhanced loan scheme really has for teacher trainees in the colleges of education. That's for us, and then how he intends to phase out it without us getting to a point where we can no longer feed, and the loans will not do us any good.
Yo. Ahmed yabeda se pa se Abdul Razak Swale yabeda se wunya bre na woni ye edi enkomo enwumre yenso ye ni egusu edi sansem we ye chibi chire yenso a yebesan aba wonchen ebio anishima ma pani ani di enkomo yi eye Abdul Swale Razak wono ene ye president edi ma teacher trainee association of Ghana o hwe sa loan scheme enhanced loan scheme ya aban hye se wode eban no a wose wo mu teacher trainee fo de wo mu enhye da emfo so sa esan sa allowance no a ye de emo no eno an naja wo mo de twitwaje wo mo ho na allowance ne kra nan ko mo hwedi mu se aban no betimi assign de bi aka ho ama wo mo se 700 Ghana cedis no wo mo je no enka bi besan ba beka ho na atimi akọ nanim esan se wo mu se ye wo tertiary de na so no esno obia ne ha wo de nam wo mo ha nko e na woni wo suapo ahodo mo so wo mo ha enko etisa aban so wo yi allowance na firi ho na wo de sa scheme na ba wo mo acheche for wo gentete wo man mu de enya de ebebo mo kwan bia so enti aba ne sei no wo mo ne empanifo besi nkonya na wo mato kese afa ho na wo mahwe ba bia etire ebekọ akosie
ya to ansam no so na ya da so ewo humasua ensem emu na ena tese eye Ghana asuafo ewo asuapon mu Metro National Union of Ghana Students and so adin sembi ababonten na omo nsam na etietia ne nyina ne se WAEC anya suban bia just ensem fat afibia examination more practices afibia say ya na nkwada bra kwatwira exam teacher ba ko na kyerɛ made na yɛde na mkɔtwira brofo ba ko dia na ndia wo say say oma copy to apo eni ntini utwam wo di just results ni bia kawie mu wo beyi bia ba na bi so dia kawie mu afibia sa ene ekoso wo manga mu eni nti news akyerɛ so oma bre pa ne WAEC fo sa suban mu dead no mu njai no mu pesa eni nti omu kyerɛ mu sa nano amanfo bi kɔtwira nsɔhwɛ asuafo no bi kɔtwira nsɔhwɛ no na se 2023 mu ni ade ebinim dia ka kyɛ sɛ dua nkom a esa ne sɛ omadanfo nyɔkwaku nti no se results ne se mba eni nti omu sira pa se WAEC hwɛ omu ma WAEC mpanyimfo na hotwi mu ate se bedu fiada no na se result dia ka bia be bia hye no omu jeje agum omu nje agum na se nkwada no so hwɛ na omu nya certificate no ene Ghana ni certificate ase so ntimi wura bia o ensam na ya yedin na omu fanti o masua so degree omu so mkoji bi na ntimi mboa na yanko sansemi no President Adema Noza eye Owura Daniel Kole Botwe ono ena odi sansem atudwa wombra na ono nsam kyerofo etwe nkomo said your kan nsam ya no mama yentie bi
to release all the results forthwith within a week. Whatever investigations they are doing, they should conclude within a week because we wrote to them as far back as January 2nd. And from January 2nd till now is over a month. They should have enough time to have reviewed all these results by now. They should release it within a week, failing which we are going to commence series of protests occupying their offices nationwide, and we'll make sure that we are going to make it uncomfortable for them. If they cannot do the work, they should inform the government of Ghana for the government of Ghana to look for a new examination body. But if they feel they can do the work, then they should do it and do it well. When you are not done, you don't release any results. This should be the last time we should have withheld results. It's either you have cancelled the results or you have released it. And when you cancel it, the people should have addressed, before you cancel it, they should go through the process where they have heard. And even after the cancellation, they should be able to appeal. And those also whose entire results have been cancelled for isolated cases of malpractice, that should be reversed immediately with this particular exam, not subsequent ones. In their reply to us, they have stated that they are committed to reviewing the result, their regulations, probably in subsequent ones. We are saying that these very students who have written, whose entire results, the 483 students, the particular subject matter in which they were caught with the malpractice, it is only that subject matter that should be cancelled. These are our demands, and we are going to press on until we meet these demands.
And then I said, Fiti, Achina, WAEC, offices, no, Nina Bema, Moya Sadia Fiti. Kojoho bia nya mohwenti ne ya na moye teacher ba kwa kwatwira nsɔhwɛ atese wa kyerɛ mass nso formula na ba kwa bia de work a mo si apɔ ne de wɔhe munja results nim na ɛsɛ nkwada no nya kwan no monkɔ na apɔ bia ni ba bia ɛno na kyese ɛyɛ news impanyimfo de to just fit next week na ɛsɛ ba bia mekɔ no mugiregyira hɔ kɔpem sɛ results no megya mu na ɔmatua ɛsɛ ɛyɛ humasua no ɛso
Ghana Mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ogusu appointment ahodo no wobo mpanifo ahodo edini sane beye dibra ahodo no nyina no wo bekoda no na abo man Ghana ama empuntuo atimi akoso nti sabre no wabo Dr. Shafik Suleiman edin se papai wonkoye pani se acting executive secretary Emma PURC na wo kiremu a sa dibra ya wode ahye papai ensa no wogina o man Ghana ya mamra no eso Section 33 Clause 1 Public Utilities Regulatory Commission Act no 1997 Article 538 so and Sabre His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wapao Dr. Shafik Suleiman say when acting executive secretary Emfa Emma PURC na papa so ye ka nimdie no a wokura bi pa ya wagentete ye was Japon ahodo emu na wokiremu a wokura PhD in Energy and Sustainability the Montfort University Leicester UK and afenso MSc in Energy Management no Robert Gordon University no ewa Aberdeen UK and which no wokura BA in Geography wono no wakwaje sandite we ewa Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology no ewa Kumase Bachelor of Law LLB and also University of Cape Coast Ghana and na wakwaje sa entity wokura a boarding krata hododo no a kyerese papai sa suku ko na sefo no a wakobi nimde no so a wokura bia obetimi ede abeboa ama oman Ghana yeka PURC wonjumadie no a ebetimi akọ enkan yeka bibiti se adekire na fenso research no any consultancy services ewo energy mu a eno so wokura emu enimde kese no a enti sa brede Ghana Mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama apa pani kese Dr. Shafik Suleiman se wonkonkoye acting executive secretary Emfa Emma PURC and penifon so wodi wonjuma ho agye to wo chese papai ba waba no wo mo edom support nyina beta na chisane be ye dibreke se ya Mampani ede ahye nsa no wo nyina betimi akabom aye adwuma na o man Ghana ya ho ne de ene emunsem no atimi agina abrane
na anu ejina brand na se nipa bi so adiomo adwuma eto ebi di appointment no na bi so resign no just transition no sa pepe na ekono na ni nyina ne se chief executive officer edema just say microfinance small loan center maslog said ye kan no ajia abibata shayini Muhammad Zakaria enei odi ni dwumadie ni nyina ba wi o so resign on pano no on tram me make say proceed on leave bia enti ono ano edi ni dwumadi edi ato ha just say resign boko na just say date ya odi twiro krate de na sa afia twem na mo ne and it's officially said ya beka no odi koma chief of staff say dwuma na nado abambre so odi ma no wa ya wi onya anya biom nti obi foforo mra mesom ento aso na onye adwuma no na se wasom ahye hwa be ye mfirihia nwotwini a se maslog no wada no ade aye adwuma pa ade aboa na mom se ka kwa die na se no a se dondo no ya fru tigari nti odi ato oboko age se nei meka se okokora waprapra nachi na age se obi foforo so meto aso na enkoma mpanyi unye obi a me ha odi wa me nkoda na se adwuma no maslog de me hwe na loans no me ma me madwadifo ne ade nyina no obi anyinya bikama na emwa
na for sa appointment ya ekoso ya emu no Mampanyi asajina ni mudie so apa Dr. Dolly Ra Awushi Abdul Malik Sedu Zakaria ese managing director edema National Investment Bank ya wohwe sankrata ye ba ye ne dwumadie no ehyaase January bosomi etwemu ne da na toso aduenu enso afia emu nkrata ya beda adwa pani a ne nsa ehyaase executive secretary edema Ghana Mampanyi Dr. ye Calistus Mahama wono ena ne nsa ehya sankrata yase a sabre no wapao Dr. Dolly Ra Awushi Abdul Malik Sedu Zakaria ese wonkoye managing director Emfa Emma National Investment Bank na wonso so ye kan sikakra bia ban die ya wonjumadie entimi enkoso na wontimi enfamwa oman Ghana de hye adwadifo empo Ghana fododo no wa masetena musikasemo entimi entoto ema niema entimi enkoye pani dibre ya wode ahye nensa no wo kyese ye kanimde no so a ewo hopa ya sabre no wode eba beboa ama NIB ye National Investment Bank no wonso wonjumadie no atimi akonkan apagya sikakra bia no na won hyehye atimi agina abrane
na yɛmfa aseda ɛma aboafo a esuemu adwumadie Kasiebo yi yɛde ɛbrɛmo ebi ɛyɛ 3p garlic mixture mepacho ɛyɛ adurukrogen kama pa sɛ wunya binum a esiesie nipadua no esanse vitamins ɛwɔ mu sanso ɛna minerals nso abɔ bia unum bia setimi siesie nipadua no kama vitamin C edimu akote papa odofo mesraw se ebi honam yawo ɛna kyese ɛgyawo tipaye na se honam nyina yawo ya onase aye titiriti anase mpo waye kasemro so wafudo ntwe hyewa wasempemfo mesraw na se korosho no egyiragiremu yepa no nom 3pb na ensiesie wafu se ayedontwo wanim enya sem kuma mesraw stress ni nyina wonya 3p garlic mixture ni bi anonoma etimi siesie na se ebuaw ema so gyina wonanso eduro kyese okọ ka hia drug line ho ubenya bi na wato na watimi an bebi atondro ewo gane nyina no ubenya bi ato kai se eye piwak natural health na akofa edroi tatahwe wanso yi ade ababeboa ni apomude wonsam etimi akoyie obetimi afro mra pedro ni bi ato anasensem bi ekire wadwene ne frɛ 0248 928 824 0248 928 824 na se 3 pindro no onso onsa etimi akabi yamfa seda enso ema Solak Natural Clinic me pacho dofo tnase ema yade enka wonhye demo mesero bomodian so beko Solak Natural Clinic na yanhwo enei kidney hunsam atu atese ntu di owa na nte pam na kɔ na yamboa wo enhwe ni paduanim sese wo so no sa yade no kura bia ni tia na ano akɔ hospital na doctor confirm so nya kidney yare ni bia mesero Solak sebra na obehwe aboa saso ene bia eye liver no se wo hawo ewo ho ana se tese wo na se etata okokata so wontimi enda na se prostate wonsam ehaw ni nyina osebra no behwew na atimi aboa yepa wati nam yade se gonorrhea ne nuanom ebia ba widie nim mesro akɔ na kopedro enom na embo mo lab ho na fe infidie horo so a omrehwe ni paduanim kama omo a doctor fo nim di fo bebre na ewo ho sa so na se bidro ni aho ade ombe mawo na se watimi agina na nso nti be bia wo bia no kokoko mlemle eho ombe eye Harvard Senior High School no eho enom hye fra 0553 932 631 0553 932 631 na se wo Solak emboawo na watimi agina na nso ye na watimi akwanim me pa chodofo na sika eho eden papa nti na se sika bia chance da bia omodua so muaka na so gon setimi akabi odofo tibe ye ewo dwumadie diaba ese eye mega cash se lucky boss dwumadie mu bomodua se wo so obetubi ene fa phone betimi abibi o phone so over phone na dial star 426 star 5 hash na efe wo so watimi achuzu yama boss maku nsia ni nyina sika hyehyease dia be chuzu se 1 2 3 4 anasa 5 untimi chuzu ni nyina ba ko pe na be chuzu sika kuma bi so na ade betwa 5 series a eko na se wo so watimi atwa bi agidi bia kama na atimi aboawo enti se betimi afa wo phone no na wadale star 426 star 5 hash na se wo so watimi dibi ewo mu me pa chom so unya 18 years a eno so wonka ho anapo betimi akọ eye megacashluckyboss.com na sa agro wo so watimi akodi bia se otibe yie na sa fi wonya sika ede ahye abrabo bia se adwuma bia se ni nyina mo ho ede ma wo nko a saso ana se yamfa sinani bi ema Medimosis eye clinic ana fe prostate center me pacho omosebra na prostate disorder Ghana se ka prostate wonsam na aresabia kwadaruma me pacho ntimi yi Medimosis emfamfimu omo asoma man Ghana ache papa mfrihia duasa ne akire omo da so ebo adwuma eni ntimi sraw se ye prostate wonsam ana se sexual weakness obema oda wada dada anti oda no se wada sa ombo adwuma nti mbo adwuma na ndo 3 points osebra no behwew ebia eyawo wonsam hypertension diabetes yade no doso se bia sciatic KB na so typhoid no wonsam nyina okọ eye Medimosis clinic and prostate center omehwe pa na ho atimi atoye ebuo no wofam a doctor funim de wo ho ndro hodro nso wom nhwemu nso de do sukọ eno na so meye ede aboawo na nipadua no nhwemu bia peso ye bia no obetimi akọ na omahwe na ho nso ato omo branches bebre ewo oman Ghana mu me pa chodu adenta barrier so behu omo no police station no edi enimhwe ebi so wo eye AESL se dwani mu ewo Ghana highway authority yadmu a na se nkra ministry tasam na me ke odu ha behu no sa so na eje kojo nso no oni school for the deaf na edi animhwe sa so na kumase ahenema kokopin enso oho so du obehwe kama obetimi afre 0244 068 447 0244 068 447 na se woni medi Moses akasa omboa na so wetimi ado hom me pacho edu herbal clinic so eye ayaresabia edu herbal clinic eye ayaresabia tahwe so baby mu abu anase stroke bi enanya sa come out from sabi wanu achesachia kodi baby kura ko no behwew na ho ato na watimi anante se bema wasiu dademu na atimi aboa yepa intimi sraw so busuani bia ne baby abu a fa no ko eye edu herbal clinic na omonhwe no so emfa emaw me paacho adiaduro tatahwe so aba eye SMBTS edu number 1 eye memedro jese mema no ati SMBTS sana na ese ni je nkwesa ne so mse ebekenyu amo na omatimi agina mo nan so so mo eye akiri kwan ebi ewo mankasim eye ba fi kromu odoko official town eye kwashi ahianku street ho ubehunu ewo ho 020 1044 221 020 1044 221 na woni edu herbal clinic henso enhwe nkomo omomboa na ho ento ye yede asire ne bi ema eye Sabash Herbal Center ono owo eye La Paz eye New Market kwantempo no so nkene heyi asem na making osebra na ombo hepatitis yade seye bi ni nyino behwe sexual infections obetu ase adiama gonorrhea white ne se ni nuanum nyina obetu ase deku adi amao saso na bema udobnada osebra na ombo ne fe wasanso aye kokwadro tatahwe agese no koko se dia gba kodu bia ne ateti atiti bia no onum bia ese ebetu ase kwara se bia koko no pramoja ana yem tatim sisi yade na eso a ni nyina unya aye adro no binuma ebeboa na ese timi etu ase adiama ubehu ne agese ubenya adro no bia to ewo tema committee 1 eye Babalen eye Alaji Moro ho saso na nkran okashi eye Kingsway walk heba obisubenya bi eho enim ya hodo mutondro nyina kwa obenya bi ato mepacho nchirechiremu bia na ahwehwe opedro ni bi uninim di nkomo ewo 050 006 4000 050 006 4000 no so embo na se watimi agina wonanso ye na aboa ye pa mepacho yentwe homra ne ba ensam de akadoso ne yemfa ni nyina so ento aso emfa emam
yefemna na kwa me taxi driver na enkane na misisi eso misisi na kame na to na twetweme nya 3p garlic misa no aboa me pa
YZ na fe power 97.9 FM anwumre no sia brem akan Kasiebo eno wasoguso awutie na wo hwe bie yeto aso na yakoyanim e wonsem afoforo emu enkramantam hu esoafo edomonyamfo Linda Akwele Oklu wode atodwa ya wo kyerese wo bankramantam emu ayeka efin a adokro ye pa ye kwa mia hodo a efin ku a bola nko age aboso a wodwene ho a wonti ase gatesa hodo a bola efin adokro mu ye badru su tobra ekofa ensu yiri ebede nyina no ni nyina ya de ha dwuna wabai no wobehwe asia no kwan woni a ode da kwame nkroma overhead asie honom no wose wabai no wobehwe se saa wo mom da hodi nyina obeyi o mafiri ho na ye kankran a emu atimi ate.
We are here to hit the grounds. In fact, yesterday we had a press statement, and I made mention that today we'll be hitting the grounds to see what is happening. I mean, without coming here, we will not know the solutions. So today we are here to hit the grounds and see what is happening, and then we move forward. So exactly why we are here today. We want to inspect the place and see how best we can solve the. We also engage the stakeholders involved and see how best we can help them, because in fact the economy is hard. I mean, you cannot just sack anybody on the roadside. You have to listen to the person and find out what really her problems are, so that we see how best we can solve the issue. I'm just from a meeting from Parliament House. We met the majority leader and he proposed, in fact, I mean, those sleeping outside, he proposed something that even if we can get containers around to move those people around, I mean, we are ever ready to do that. So we are here to listen to them and see how best, not just to come and sack anybody alone. That is not why we are here. We are here to listen to them and find a lasting solution, so that, I mean, Greater Accra will be the cleanest city in West Africa. So that is exactly why we are here.
Kramantam so for no nyamfo Linda Akwele Oklu ena de shema yetene nke ne wosi form ko montene so no omanfo ekodi nkita ho woni a otete nkwanchen edidwa woni odada montene so no wontimi mpamo om keke ne mom no oyi wo mafiri ho a no opeba bipa amoma tena se na be ya wonso wasetena mu yedie ebetimi akonkan
wakasa ye na yenjina ne so mfanda sinibi nso ema ese yabuafo eso emu ebi let's talk educational consult order for misero se wo akoda wonya eye bosumi nsia ekomfie nsia osifa akoda ne bra no nkire na de sukuu no sukuu bi akeko ye sukuu ne sukuu ndi se opefa papa edi ama oba na se let's talk educational consult ho na ewo se woko na omutimi ebua misero no echi Saturdays oye special classes ema nkwada ni nyina ntino for abakọ yenkire na kenkan said de church na se ni nyina eye personality development eno so yemfanshe so IT eka ho bi na se timi aboa sanso na se obetreni eye achurechirefo a mo so ebia mo bia school na chese mo kire nkwada de kwamen so na mo fa kire nkwala na de nti so opese on train wa churechirefo ema a ni nyina so akwanja ho a ebetimi aboa achurechirefo ni nyina owo Tashinungwa Estate Mango Street ho na se ohye oben eye Lejekuku Municipal Assembly no eho eno ben frɛ no ewo 0249 069 821 0249 069 821 na woni let's talk educational consult enkasa omboawo na oso womba no enya fapem papa ewo eyehumasuo mu yemfa sedane bi ema Little George Hair Shop tema community 5 between Presbyterian Soda no and a PV Obeng runabout ho na ohye me pacho Little George Hair Shop du ha owo ndro hodo nyina bi eboa mani padua no eyisi ne so yie pa osanso eto health food nduane agesa hodo nso wudi a ebeboa na ni padua no etimi abo adwuma yie organic foods ni ade nyina no udu abenya bi saso na food supplement ahodo enso du abenya bi ato se bi akwa mixture na pe anase mpo no kwa plus mixture domino agesa ndro ahodo ni nyina no ubenya bi ato ewo na josu ntidu ho na ombo osanso wo healthy juice papa ise no so ebeboa na agesa nneoma timi akoso ye ade amani padua no frɛ no bebi a obia oye delivery mo be ne kama eduro bi ape bia so no ubenya bi ewo ho na etimi aboa esedwumefo nso ma no kasa eye kama iso du a sesero nkwa na so maboa na dia ewo se wunya no won setimi aka frɛ no ewo 0243 140 213 0243 140 213 so one Little Joe Hair Shop ese eye mpanyimfo ntwenkomo no muntimi emboa saso na Ruta natural product me pacho eye dro tatahwe je se ewadwa so na ebi eye ruta mixture eno no ekutia malaria se ebetua si dokudoku wasora wodo kakra bia otie oya je se oje ohu anje malaria now modern ape eye ruta mixture ne bi na nonom sa so na ruta titanic eno no ekutia typhoid fever and a ruta live and non sono as a beshe na a benefit in you pedrenum na se a cleanim kama na moja no etimi a dear frusane na abwao e be boost immune system no so edi ama we bi eto ndo nyina obenye bi out of 0244 503443 na se bi a woni a kire wadwene yemfa dromrawa eno se be ne sa edi ama
Spanish garlic mixture capsules here drostron kwa we no mixture na memne capsules na eboa etu yade no asententem ema mojade afusani ye ewa dwene no emu eno achi no wa na asia tatai anase bia wa ye kese mrosro cholesterol energy ni padua no aboso a Spanish garlic mixture capsules na ebeboa to ase arthritis halitosis anase gastric ulcer ni nyina eboa ekun etia obabu nsa what wa ya wo no Spanish garlic mixture capsules ebeboa enupawe enye na wo pharmacy shops out atwe ho ahia na emo mu pendodo mu dia wo be frɛ 0266 114111 0266 114111 Ostic real estate sebre na beji asase papa na si Sudan enya asase amansotwe bia wo ho wo ba nkrata sam no bibia di mu kama enti se wo pa bi ododo wa yikuma se bi do yumu anase bia afie nya do wenya Shy Hills ni nyina no fakodan Ostic real estate no ma asase papa na so koye wajapade esiso obetimi afre na woni wom adi nkomo chechemu bia bro medie so na waje afri worum enchen 0244 684069 and na 0240 933748 0266 101406 ofra Ostic real estate for ebejo so power specialist heba power specialist for woma bene ewa yarehwe emo eti wokwa oyade no say ye hepatitis B C A ni nyina wotu ase fatty liver ana bema prostate no aya kese ulcer fibroid kidney stones fakodan power specialist heba for na womo entu ase ma woma jabasobode bebre bebro nkron enti womo de womo abobiu ye hebatine mixture ho a eboa ebustu immune system womo ana de ba ye JRI na fensu JIR ni nyina ye dro sonko a eboa ema mema momentum no etimi gina brane eti ya na wapebi ato na power specialist for womo chi kwa no bankran ha kwa benya ACP kwantempo ne so a womo ebutu na feso kumasi fe yasi lake bosmtwe ekwan ne so na obutu takrade anaji estate womo ebe hantaman ra bank no ana obe fre 0244 544442 and 0200383831 0555797878 haxa mesha and the capsules ye for yade ulcer stomach ulcer adrostronko or say ulcer tamfo enti wa wotimi nkasa bre stomach ulcer atna wo so ache ye wodi achi a wonya no adro no anie haxa mesha and the capsules ye for yade stomach ulcer na eba ni padua no so a esunsan so bebre ya na edadie wo so timite wuntimi ni dibon se wanumu ato eno achi kura no bon so wo ha se bi nanamoyam aduane to yam a na wo yam ye wachi bremo wote wo ya ewom ni nyina ye osa na ebo nka yesad ema enje embo so kwana kope haxa mesha ene capsules ni bi neto Ghana ha pharmacy shops awdo ni nyina mu benya bia to FDA enso edom stamp atim suntiwe no enye kwanchan dro bia wo penido so pom ananchechemu bia na wa fre 0240 238310 and afe 0203 822855 ofra epedifo ebejo so
na ajese aya ensama ya bobo no ade abram no yentwa ni teuna yen sore so a na yekọ aya santimante nyina nim se enche bi ebeto aba na yapaw ni person behwe na council of state no so mu nyina baba hyehyem bi aboa se be na se aya dwumadi a ewosi etu o mampanyimfo ni ade nyina no ebetimi akoso na akopiemu awa santimante mu hunhu bi enam so se nipa ni bi ebi muta tomachi se yapaw ma joma tumprekope na nso se enye nokore na wohwe aya nipa epre som bekwakohwe na sadwumadi omde omo ahyem bi a na se nipa mako eyedu mienu na akofa application forms ni bi ejese mienu ayemba na nse mebrebe na na asiwa kire yanko na ese owura ya obi mpe nkirekire mo de ma ewo council of state dwumadie ho a ekoso asante mantem no yanje bi emfa emamo ya modern say yansa eka eye enena ye de bebrem eye ebiripam ni nyina ne say enche bia na say eye abato won sensem no ekoso je say eye mantama wudo ni nyina no obi yi na nem sini abeboa na efem aboa na amaye futufo edi amaje say Ghana mampenya wonsam eninu a epri nyina no ebiripam wonsam no ye de beba ababetum anim
adishima ma ye gina weso na no nsia brem Kasiebo no ye de ni nyina asiaseda enkoma news team no ya adubia ni piesie eboa ye no echi no Kofi the boy Elvis ejina camera no echi Elizabeth Ego de siesie yoko MCR so so Peter na Ralph John ne Alex ne mrantia na aka ni nyina so eyomafom ede eboa ye ne a ye je penie esi adwa som anwumre yi medin da chehima akosia oforiwa amanfo mene
akuya grantema yakrama